up, and that is how we wrap this up. RRQ wins 2-0 in this best of 3.
I want the team to perform higher and I want us to achieve more. We want to win trophies.
Cuman pressure buat ngebuktiin aja sama kita mau bisa jadi tim Indonesia pertama sih yang menang.
Penghalang bagi RRQ di season 2023 ini adalah roster mereka ya. Tahun 2022 itu adalah tahun di mana roster RRQ ini pertama kali main di turnamen India di Galaxy Racer bagi para fans atau bahkan pecinta Valorant di Indonesia. Dan baru kita masuk ke VCT Pacific League season 2023, season pertamanya di mana RRQ bermain. Mereka kalah terus-terusan, permainannya juga nggak begitu bagus. Baru di tengah season mereka kelihatan ada harapan, tapi sayangnya semua itu udah terlambat sehingga akhirnya RRQ harus mengakhiri season 2023 tanpa trofi sama sekali.
Sometimes some Indonesian players, you need to push them a little bit more. They do sometimes like to have a good time. But in general, it's been something that I'm really glad that it worked out this way. That I came to Indonesia and I found a team here, and now I'm on RRQ, and I can't say. Like if I look back, I'm very privileged to be here. Flipster has been someone that's been very successful inside of Indonesia. So for him, we want to make sure that he's always improving his game as the IGL because we're so reliant on him. Almimor is a player who's been a lot of times been seen as this kind of young talent. It's time that you show what you are capable of because we've all seen it. Xfero, I think, had a really good season. So for him, I hope that he can push on from the successful season that he had, and he can have an even better one. For Estrella, I think everyone saw him do really well in LCQ, even though his team didn't make it all the way. So for him, I hope that he can be that rock in the team. For 2GE, he's someone that also brings a really good vibe inside the team. So I'm extremely happy that he's still with us and then he can still be part of our group. And then for the last one, for Jemkin, he's had a really good showing so far last season. I think a lot of people are excited. I think he'll be a star. For 2023 performance, I would not say I'm satisfied. I think we underperformed as a team from the inside, but for us on the inside, we do really have high expectations and high standards for ourselves, and we want to win trophies.
Di tahun 2023, di tahun kemarin itu kurang optimal aja. Kalau dulu itu habis latihan aku tuh main, tapi kalau pas di Korea itu kalau udah habis latihan tuh udah kecapean duluan.
Oh, not like this.
Chenji played super well. All fairness to them. We look good.
Sebenarnya agar seorang player e-sports itu bisa optimal, menurut gue jiwa dan raga pemain ini, jadi nggak cuma mekaniknya, tapi jiwanya juga harus sehat. Umur RRQ sendiri di VCT Pacific League tentu akan panjang, tapi untuk umur rosternya sendiri, mungkin harus dilihat dari performanya, apakah mereka bisa memenuhi ekspektasi yang tim RRQ set. Jadi kalau misalkan ini nggak berhasil juga bagi RRQ di tahun 2024, ya kursinya Coach Ewak mungkin bisa jadi gonjang-ganjing.
Of course, we made some roster changes and we decided that there's some certain areas that we wanted to improve on. This is always, for me, the hardest part of the job, having to say goodbye to friends and people that we worked so close with.
Banyak orang yang nggak ngerti tugasnya aku tuh apa, terus kayak disamain sama yang lain yang benar-benar bukan IGL. Nah, kebanyakan yang IGL itu emang buat masalah frag atau kill itu nggak terlalu banyak, nggak terlalu impactful lah. Karena mereka sibuk mikirin tentang apa yang harus dilakuin, apa yang musuh bakal lakuin, gitu-gitu.
IGL itu adalah salah satu peran terpenting di dalam sebuah tim e-sport. Basically dia adalah perpanjangan tangan coach, karena berbeda dengan olahraga konvensional mungkin kayak bola atau mungkin NBA di mana coachnya tuh bisa langsung kasih strategi di dalam pertandingan. Di e-sports itu nggak boleh. Jadi di dalam pertandingan, selama pertandingan itu berjalan, semua keputusan, semua strategi, semua mood boosting, semua mood control itu ada di tangan IGL. Bani ini sebenarnya sebelum dia ngisi role IGL, di awal-awal game Valorant ini dia tuh bukan IGL atau in-game leader. Akhirnya dia transformasi jadi IGL di Boom Esports. Dan dia punya kemampuan untuk berpikir dengan sangat cepat. Dia terkenal sebagai salah satu IGL di Indonesia sebagai IGL yang mid round-nya bagus. Menurut gue untuk peletakan Bani di IGL itu udah posisi paling tepat.
Aku main game tuh pertama 2009 pas SD kan. Itu selalu ditentang sama orang tua. Dia mau aku jadi kerja kayak masuk polisi waktu itu, kuliah yang benar. Terus waktu itu abis juara 1 Indo juga sempat bilang ke bokap kayak nggak bakal berhenti dia sekarang udah juara, dia nggak bakal berhenti. Sampai akhirnya bokap juga udah dukung sekarang.
So I started out, initially I was more into MOBA games. After I transitioned from traditional sport, playing a lot more like esports games. So that's where like strategically I really enjoyed it. So after that, then when Valorant came out, I was really interested. So from there I first thought, okay, maybe I can play, I can maybe be pro player, I can play. And then I did some casting for some games. For a team with, especially the team that I joined with first was Onyx, and the main language that they used to communicate in game was Bahasa Indonesia. But inside the team, it's something that we have when the players are to a certain extent comfortable with English, then it's not a problem as well.
Kita benar-benar harus buktiin karena kita satu-satunya tim di Indonesia yang di franchise. Mungkin fans kita buat yang di Indo lumayan banyak lah. Menurut aku lumayan ada pressure-nya sih. Pressure buat perform, pressure buat ngebuktiin, pressure buat bikin orang-orang Indo tuh kayak bangga lah sama kita.
You need to be aware of the effects of social media, and you need to make sure that you can harness the energy of the fans and make sure that it doesn't hang heavy on you or weigh you down, and rather understand it as how many thousands of fans are there that actually wants to see you succeed.
Secara tim, aku pikir benar-benar penting ya, karena kayak mereka mau kita kalah, kalau benar-benar fans kan kayak mau kita kalah, mau kita menang kan tetap didukung kan. Jadi itu benar-benar jadi salah satu motivasi sih. Orang-orang tuh datang ke DM gitu, kayak ngomong nice try gitu-gitu, kayak semangat, jangan putus asa gitu-gitu. Itu yang bisa bikin ini sih lumayan terobati lah.
They gave us so much love that I thought, well, for me it's something that when franchising came around as well, then I was super happy to be able to stay with the Indonesian organization, because that's where I got my opportunity to branch out of South Africa. So for me it means everything.
Aku sebenarnya kalau nggak aku respon, aku kadang baca kan. Kalau baca tuh suka ketawa sendiri. Kenapa sih orang-orang nggak jelas? Lu kalau emang lu bisa main lebih jago dari gua, lu bakal di posisi gua, bukan lu nontonin gua gitu-gitu kan.
I feel a little bit sad that I know that the fans doesn't accept us at first.
They don't accept the players because of what we achieve.
RRQ gave us a big chance to be here and raise the Indo flag with them.
Ya udah, itu kan pilihan dari RRQ, pilihan dari coach. Ya mereka pasti pilih yang terbaik lah.
It was a bit sad to see all the drama from a lot of the fans. They weren't happy that we're not going either full Filipino roster or full Indonesian roster. People look at esports players as robots. You need to understand that they also make mistakes and that not everything can always be perfect. Sometimes they're a little bit scared to make a mistake because the community sometimes can be very critical. In terms of if a player did insanely well and then he makes a mistake, that you don't only remember him for his mistake.
Gaming is stressful. Gaming is fun kalau nggak ada tuntutan. Tapi ketika lu dibayar untuk menang dan lu kalah berturut-turut, di situ mental bisa drop banget. Jadi ketika ada orang yang mungkin secara mental lebih lemah, lebih rentan terhadap head comment, di situ sebenarnya dibutuhkan seorang sport psychologist.
For myself, when I'm watching Champions, what I did after LCQ, I just wish to see our team there and I want to be there and be able to represent our organization and our fans there. So for myself to keep motivated, I need to almost always put myself in a position where I'm not satisfied and I want the team to perform higher and I want us to achieve more because I did see glimpses of what we are capable of.
Of course, bener-bener it mean a lot because kalau nggak ada e-sport ini dan nggak ada RRQ juga, mungkin cerita hidup gue bakal beda. Waktu itu pengen masuk ke franchise dan kebetulan masuk. Jadi bener-bener means a lot sih. Karena nggak semua orang bisa dapat opportunity yang gue dapetin.
Target dan harapan yang realistis untuk RRQ adalah bagi mereka untuk qualify ke turnamen-turnamen internasional, baik itu Masters maupun Champions. Jadi kita harus agak realistis juga kalau kita fans RRQ. Dan mungkin untuk tim RRQ dari segi latihan atau mungkin dari segi chemistry bonding itu harus lebih dipercepat. Kalau kita ngomongin chemistry sebenarnya berbeda dengan tim atau olahraga konvensional kayak sepak bola gitulah ya, di mana rules of the game-nya tuh selalu sama. Kalau kita ngomongin e-sports itu ada yang namanya patch notes. Meta gamenya atau mungkin buat orang-orang awam yang non-gamers, itu meta itu adalah most effective tactics available. Jadi kalau lu pakai strategi A, lu udah pasti menang. Nah, tiap bulan itu bakal berubah. Jadi itu sebabnya mungkin emang kalau kita ngomongin chemistry di e-sports, itu ngebangunnya memang untuk project jangka 6 bulan. Kalau sukses, mereka bakal long term. Jadi kalau mereka udah bisa figure out gimana caranya mereka ngebangun chemistry dan komunikasi yang bagus dari awal season, nggak menutup kemungkinan mereka bisa menang VCT Pacific League.
Tim RRQ, tim gua bisa masuk ke semua turnamen internasional dan kita bisa ke champion, which is turnamen paling gedenya buat Valorant. Dan buat diri gue sendiri, semoga gue harap gue bisa main dan berimpact yang semaksimal gue lah.
For myself, hope for esports, I don't necessarily care for myself, for my career, to be known as the best coach. I want to be known as the guy that won trophies with a team that enjoyed the game.
Yang pasti sih harus tetap konsisten, tetap latihan terus, jangan jumawa, jangan sombong, dan juga yang pastinya tetap memedulikan sama fans-fansnya juga.
RRQ 2024 semangat terus, semoga tahun depan bawa pulang trofi ke Indonesia.
This is going to be an RRQ victory. They started out looking so weak on map 1, but by map 3 they were on fire.